Confidence without clarity is a big problem. With confidence, why you're seeking confidence is essentially because you have no clarity about life, isn't it? Yes or no? If you know how to drive, you're a good driver, you simply drive because you're clear what you're doing. But if you're a bad driver, you'll work up your confidence and drive, risking your life and everybody's life. Isn't it so? Only because there is no clarity, you're falling to the second option of confidence. If you could see very clearly, you would pass through life effortlessly. So what a human being needs is not confidence, he needs clarity of perception, that you are able to see life as clearly as it is possible. If you can see life just the way it is, then you will walk through life effortlessly. Not only effortlessly, you will walk through life blissfully because you can see everything about yourself and the life around you. When I say everything, let's start with yourself. Apart from some knowledge about your own physical body and the mind, if you look at yourself, you really know nothing by yourself except what you might have read somewhere or heard somewhere, other people's inputs. By your own experience, you only have experienced some amount of your body, some amount of your mind, isn't it so? Yes? Because through sense perception, this is all that can happen. So essentially, sense organs are outward bound, so the inner process is completely missing in your perception. Sense organs got turned on the moment you crawled out of your mother's womb. Sense organs got turned on because they are necessary for your survival. But the other dimensions of perception will not get turned on unless you strive for it, unless you pay some attention to it, unless you bring a certain level of awareness to it, they don't get turned on. So turning on a different dimension of perception, when you begin to see life beyond the limitations of the senses, we could say that is mysticism. There is no solution to any aspect of life except clarity of perception. Do you agree with me? To deal with any aspect of life, there is no other solution except clarity of perception. Is it so? No, if I believe I can do it, yes, you can do it. You want to cross the 75 or even the 285, that's also good enough. You think of your God's name and just run across the highway. You may make it, you may make it. But if you try it every day, we'll have to scrape you off the road, isn't it so? Is that the way to cross a highway? If you see clearly, if you have clarity of perception, you can cross the highway. Similarly, with every aspect of life, there is no other solution to life except clarity of perception. Everything else is pseudo-solutions, which sometimes works. By chance, anything works. If you want to make major decisions in your life, don't rake your brains, just get yourself a quarter coin. A quarter is a great thing, do you know? Heads, I do this, tails, I do that. It'll work 50% of the time. If you're right only 50% of the time, there are only two jobs you can hold in your life. Either you can be a weatherman or you can be an astrologer. These two professions you can do, being right 50% of the time. Otherwise, in anything else you will get fired. Yes or no? So that's a choice you have. It all depends with what kind of clarity you look at it. If your mind is all freaked out with all kinds of belief systems, in everything you see fanciful things which are not there. It entertains you, but it is not a solution. You can entertain yourself with all kinds of stories and belief systems, but if you're seeking how to become free from the limitations of human existence, how to exist here, not just as a piece of creation, but as a source of creation. If you want to do that, there is no other way than to enhance your perception. There is a whole science and technology as to how one can enhance their perception. The whole of Eastern mysticism, or any mysticism for that matter, is just about that, to enhance one's perception. You might have heard about the third eye. So don't think there is somebody in India who is freaky enough where his forehead is opened up. There is no such people. Why we are talking about a third eye is a perception beyond the two eyes has opened up. You are able to see things which are beyond the physical dimension of life. So that is referred to as a third eye, a new level of perception. Don't go looking for people with a crack in the forehead, they may be really cracked. Your perception is blocked not by something else, your perception is blocked by your own misunderstandings and concepts, ideas, philosophies, ideologies. Keep all of that aside. Just, you may believe many things about yourself, but essentially you're just a piece of life, isn't it so? Yes or no? All the other things are just a psychological reality. If I erase your memory, you won't know which nation you are, which family you are, which religion you are, nothing, but you'll still reverberate as a piece of life, isn't it so? You are just essentially a piece of life. If you learn to sit here just as life, perception will simply open up. If you sit here as a Christian, no way. As a Hindu, not possible at all. As a man, men cannot get enlightened. Women, no chance. If you sit here just as a piece of life, everything is wide open.